Nolan. I've been thinking and I want a divorce.
What? You didn't come home these past 3 days and now you're asking me for a divorce?
It's not my fault that you make me want to not go home. You're so boring. What's the point of going home when you're the only person there?
Well, we don't have kids or anything else living with us. Who else are you expecting to be here?
I'm so sick and tired of being your wife. I don't want to do this anymore. I've put up with this life for too long. So please, can we get divorced?
Fine. If you want to get divorced so bad, agree to waive any alimony.
What?
And am not splitting our assets with you. I'll be keeping them all to myself. You used up over 15,000 going on dates with other men. Even if we split our assets in half, you'd still owe me money.
Aren't you being a bit selfish? I deserve to get my share of the assets.
No, you're being selfish. I know you're at another man's place right now.
What? But how do you know that?
You haven't exactly tried to hide it. I mean, you literally just put up an Instagram story in his kitchen.
No, wait. It'll come back right away. So can we talk about this in person? Can you wait at the apartment?
Sure, you can come back, but I won't be there. I already packed my things and left.
What? Why?
I also ended the lease, so you should go pack your stuff and empty out the apartment. Your precious Gucci and Prada bags will be thrown away if you don't get them out of the apartment. I told the landlord to throw away anything that's left there past Monday.
Why are you doing this to me? Tomorrow's Monday.
Yeah, you should hurry and start packing.
You're a jerk. This is not funny.
Well, if you have any more questions, you can ask them to my lawyer. He'll be contacting you soon.
Ugh. This is why I hate you so much. Hi, Nolan. Since you disappeared 10 years ago without a trace, it has not been easy to find you.
Oh, it's you. I was wondering when I'd be hearing from you.
You sound like you were expecting me? Did you miss me?
No, but a friend of mine told me he gave you my contact info. He said you told him that you missed me so much and wanted to make up with me. You even told him a sad made-up story to get him to feel sorry for you. He apologized to me on the phone.
My story wasn't entirely made up. The sad part was true. Do you know how sad you made me feel when you left me? And your friend shouldn't be apologizing to you. Are we both thankful to him for reconnecting us?
I'm not thankful at all for what he did. I was furious when he told me.
But why?
But why? How can you even ask me that question? I want to ask you why you're contacting me after all these years.
Huh? Why are you acting like this? Oh, I get it. You're angry that I took so long to get back in touch. I'm sorry, it just took a long time to find you.
What?
You could have been easier to find, so it's not my fault. Or are you angry at yourself for losing touch with me? And now you're taking it out on me? Am I right?
I never wanted to get in touch with you ever again since we got divorced. I deleted all your contact info and made myself unsearchable just so you wouldn't find me. I changed my email address because of you.
Yeah, so you're saying that you regret deleting all of my contacts, right?
What? Are you nuts? No, that's not at all what I'm saying. Why are you even reaching out to me now? We got divorced because you cheated on me. What makes you think I want to hear from you again?
But you still love me, don't you?
No, I hate you.
You also regretted that you let me go for another man, right? And you kept wanting me back these past 10 years, so much that you worked hard to be where you are now.
What are you saying?
You don't have to hide it from me. I know you're not good at showing how you really feel, but I can tell you kept thinking about me. So don't worry, I know all about you.
No, really. What the hell are you saying? I still don't get why you're trying to get back together with me. I thought everything between us ended when we got divorced.
So I was right after all. You regret thinking that I was through with you and giving up on me. But we can still make up for those years by restarting our relationship.
No! That's not what I mean at all. What I mean is, I thought our relationship had ended for good and I was glad that it did.
What are you saying?
I'm saying I don't want to see or hear from you ever again. Get it through your head and stop trying to twist my words.
That's because you say one thing and mean another. I'm reading the meaning behind the words for you. Your actions speak the truth. You climbed up the social ladder to prove yourself worthy to get back with me.
What are you even talking about?
You can be so dense sometimes. 3 years ago, you became the president of your company. That's what I'm talking about.
I did, but what does that have to do with you?
It has everything to do with me. You just don't want to admit that you worked so hard to get me back. But you don't have to be ashamed of your hard work. I'm proud of you. I know you're financially ready to have me back in your life, but you might need to work a bit more mentally.
Huh?
But that's all right. I'm sure once I'm by your side, you'll feel safe enough to express your love for me again.
So, what is it that you really want to say? You're not really making any sense to me. Have you gone crazy?
Oh Nolan, you're so slow when it comes to things like these. All right, it'll be more straightforward. Thank you for working so hard these past 10 years to get me back.
What? You think I became president to be with you again?
When I found out about it, I was so happy. But at the same time, I was so worried that you didn't have a way of reaching me. That's why I came looking for you instead.
What?
Now do you understand?
Not really.
I'm saying I'll let you marry me again.
Hard pass.
But why?
So let me get this straight. You think I became president so that I could be with you again. But I couldn't contact you, so you contacted me instead. So now we get back to being together and live happily ever after?
Yes, exactly.
In your dreams. After we got divorced, my life started going perfectly. I started having fun both at work and outside of work. Then I started getting promoted and I started making more friends. Why would I ever want you back? And you cheated on me when we were married. Just the thought of getting back with you grosses me out.
Nolan, you don't mean that. I understand you're still sorting out your feelings, but you don't have to be cruel. Nolan! How dare you block me? I got a new phone just for you.
What the? Is this Pandora? You changed your phone just to contact me again? You're scaring the hell out of me. Leave me alone. I swear if you don't lose my number, I'm calling the cops.
I know you're just trying to hide the fact you're actually happy to hear from me again. But be careful with your words, or you'll actually get hurt.
I'm not happy at all. I'm extremely annoyed. And a little scared even.
Oh hey, can you tell me your current home address? I should have asked your friend about your address, but I forgot. And when shall we go get our marriage papers signed?
Pandora. Listen. I'm already married.
What? You already signed the papers for us? Thanks. You were always a man of action and you still are.
No. I'm married to someone else.
What? What are you talking about, Nolan?
I've been married for 6 years now. I even have 3 children.
You're lying. Stop joking around or your 10 years of effort to get me back will go right down the drain.
How many times do I have to tell you that I don't want you back? Stop putting words in my mouth and ignoring everything I say.
But...
First of all, the reason I became the president was because I married the daughter of the former president. After he trained me, he promoted me to president so he could retire.
You got married?
8 years ago, I started getting invited to eat at the president's home occasionally because he acknowledged my hard work. That's where I met his daughter, and eventually we started dating. And then we got married 2 years later. She's a very thoughtful and loving person. Unlike you, who used up my savings to go on dates with other men. Her parents are also very kind and treat me like their real son. Her dad taught me everything I needed to learn to become a president and gave me the chance to reach my true potential. It wasn't easy to learn everything, and it's still not easy to be a president, but I take pride in what I do now.
What? Then how are you going to get married to me? You're going to divorce her for me, right?
I'd never leave her for anyone else. Stop thinking that I want you back. I really don't.
What? How could you say that?
Why are you even surprised? I've been telling you the same thing over and over again.
But I know you still love me. You just married her because you wanted to become a president just like her father. I'm sure it stung your heart when you married her while still thinking about me. But you did all this for me. So that you could be rich to provide a good life for me.
I knew you were selfish, but I didn't know you were selfish and completely out of your mind with delusion.
Again with the cruel words. How you toy with me.
So you really believe that I married her so that I could get rich for you and marry you? Let me explain to you why I would never do that for you. My wife was always there for me and supported me no matter how busy I got with work. Do you know what you did when I had to work extra hours? You said I was boring and cheated on me. So tell me why I would leave someone so loving and supportive for someone who doesn't really care about me?
How do you know she's not cheating on you? She probably gets a big allowance from her rich daddy. She doesn't have to spend your money to go on dates with other men. So how would you really know? Plus I've changed. I don't want to be with anybody but you now.
You know nothing about my wife. How dare you say that about her? Just stop talking to me. Everything you say makes me so furious.
But, Nolan? Hey, Nolan. I'm in front of your office. You never told me your current home address, so I came here instead. I'm returning the keys to my apartment in a couple of weeks from now. So that I can come and live with you. Because I believe in us. We're going to get married after all, right? My parents kicked me out of the house before I got married to you the first time. So you know, I have nowhere I can go. So you're going to take me home with you after you finish work. It's your fault that I have nowhere else to go to. Be a real man and take responsibility for me. I'm waiting for your proposal. Missed call. Nolan, pick up. What's going on? I tried to go to your office and security kicked me out of the building. I came here because I don't know where your current home is. I brought you divorce papers to give to your wife and marriage papers for us to sign. I'll wait 10 minutes so you can go talk to those nice guards and let me into your office. Missed call. Nolan. Didn't you talk to those men? They kicked me out again. Why won't you take the call from the reception? I'll wait another 5 minutes, so go tell the receptionist that I'm allowed in. Why didn't you come to get me yesterday? The receptionist told me to leave or else she'd call the police, so I had to leave.
I'll sue you.
What? You finally send me a reply and the first thing you say is that?
I already reported you to the police.
Huh?
When you came to the entrance yesterday and threw a huge tantrum. You knocked over boxes with products that were supposed to be sent to our clients yesterday. But we couldn't because you damaged them. It's a huge loss to my company. So I hope you have enough money to compensate for the damages you caused.
What?
You also injured the receptionist and the security guards. So I also hope you have money saved to pay for their hospital bills and their lawsuits. Our lawyer estimates everything will come to around 20 grand.
$20,000?
It's a ballpark, but I think it sounds pretty reasonable. If you don't want to end up in jail, I'd figure out a way to cover these costs.
But I don't want to do either. This is so unfair.
Well, if you can't pay, then our hands are tied. It looks like you've got one more thing to add to your record.
But I already have debt that I'm struggling to pay. How am I supposed to pay that on top of it?
It's the consequence you have to pay for your actions. Take responsibility for it.
What did you just say to me?
I know all about the debt you're talking about. It seems you have a history of this behavior.
What do you mean?
You were being so persistent, so I figured you probably have money issues. So I got someone to investigate you. After you got divorced, you set your sights on a rich acquaintance of yours hoping he'd take care of you. He wasn't that interested either, but you wouldn't give up. Just like right now. His wife found out about you and they sued you for stalking and harassment. So you're already in debt for chasing after men who don't want you. You never learn from your own mistakes, do you? I've had enough of you.
But
This went on for longer than it should have already. Now I have to go and tell my employees what happened yesterday. My lawyer will be contacting you soon.
no, wait. Can we talk about this in person? Or at least over the phone? Missed call. Nolan, pick up the phone.
The narrator, who was divorced from their ex-wife Pandora, decided to hold a company meeting because their longtime staff had witnessed Pandora's disruptive behavior the day before. They explained the situation to their employees, expressing embarrassment about having loved someone who would act that way. Fortunately, the staff understood the situation, and work resumed as normal. The narrator's lawyer resolved the issue with Diane, their ex-wife, who paid for damages and hospital bills, avoiding legal charges. Diane likely took on a questionable job to cover these expenses, and her whereabouts afterward remain unknown. The narrator is relieved to have Diane out of their life and hopes not to encounter her again. To make amends for worrying their current wife and her parents, they plan to take them on a family vacation.